I will assume that you've read the passage. The author's main point in writing this passage is to what? So this is a common enough type of question on the GMAT. I mean, you can't be guaranteed that you'll get one, but it's reasonably common. And you have to try and capture what the whole passage is about. The passage is, on the surface, if you aren't thinking about it, or most of the passage is about this, what Gail Gross says about alchemy in a book, and claims that all that alchemy stuff indicates that Francis Bacon wrote Shakespeare's stuff. So, since most of the book is about what an author wrote in her book, that actually ultimately makes the point in writing the passage is explaining someone else's book or reviewing someone else's book, because it actually does talk about kind of chapter by chapter what happens, and then there's kind of a review at the end where it says in the final analysis, she doesn't really make the case and complains about Shakespeare apologists. So it's kind of, there's some author's commentary about how effective the book is in its argument, so it's kind of a book review. Let's look for that in the answer choices. A, examine the merits of both sides of a current debate in literature. Well, it sounds like this isn't necessarily a current debate if most people don't still have this Francis Bacon wrote Shakespeare stuff idea, and it's not really the merits of both sides of the debate, it's talking about a book. B, review the argument of a new book on the works of Shakespeare. That sounds very promising indeed. C, analyze the position of those referred to as Shakespeare apologists. Well, that happens in one paragraph, but that's not the whole passage. D, lend support to a controversial view of Shakespearean authorship. The book, Gail Gross's book, The Magus and the Bard, lends support to this controversial view. That's not what the passage itself is doing, it's reviewing a book that does that. E, promote further study of Bacon's alchemical works. Nobody's doing that. So, well, I don't know, maybe somebody is, but not in this passage. Choice B, reviewing the argument of a new book, is totally what's going on in the passage.